Manx food and drink businesses have grown from just 10 4 years ago to over 100 today. I'm in Noah's Bakehouse, which is one of those success stories with the DEFRA Minister Richard Ronan. Now, you want to continue to grow this sector by £50 million over the next 10 years. How?
Well, I think really we'll start from how this initiative came about. I was a backbencher at the time, and I care passionately about our indigenous industries, really, and I feel as an economy we need to be focusing more on them. I brought a motion to Tynwald to grow the food and drink sector in the Isle of Man. I set an ambitious target of 7% of GDP. That was accepted, and subsequently I suppose you've got to be careful what you wish for. I ended up with the job as Minister in the very department where I wanted that work to be carried out. But what I can say is I'm delighted with the work that's been carried out. But I think really to answer your question, how do we grow it? Well, I think we have to grow it. We are working very, very closely with our colleagues in the Department of Economic Development, which is really, I suppose, it's something that the Isle of Man government's not been brilliant at, really, is cross-departmental working. But we have to access the skills that the Department of Economic Development have. The places like Noah's Bakehouse and other places have benefited from the schemes within economic development. We've got schemes in DEFRA, and what we want to do is to make sure that any support is targeted and targeted in the right way. Going forward, there's clear plans in the strategy where we can grow this. It's one thing for sure, this is not going to be easy, but it's something we have to do.
But small businesses like this one take a risk when they set up. How do you support them? How are you helping them?
Business support, grant assistance, to get them up and running. Really identifying markets for them. Noah's, as are many new businesses, been great success stories. We've got to make sure that they remain, but arguably grow right across the sector. And it's clear we can grow. Not just in our internal markets here in the Isle of Man, which is absolutely key, but also our export markets as well. At the minute, it sits at £20 million a year. We've got to get better at this, and better at finding the routes to market. But we see this is our role, to help and support businesses going forward for, as I say, for the internal Manx market, but also equally as important to bring money in via export.
Now, you're bringing this before Tynwald in a couple of weeks' time. Are you going to be asking for funding?
Not necessarily. What we're looking to do is to top slice the countryside care payment for pump priming into new businesses. But that payment was agreed anyway. In 2008, it was agreed to follow the European patterns, which reduced the countryside care payment, which I believe is from £85 to about £78. What we have to do is try and retain the rest of that money. And as I say, use it to prime into the food and mainly agricultural industries.
And a big part of this obviously is buy local, encouraging people to buy local produce, but it's often more expensive. How do you tackle that issue?
I think it's basically about quality. It's pretty clear now that shopping habits are changing. We've done a lot of market research, we've met market analysts, where the figures, not just in the UK but in Europe as well, are clearly changing, where people used to go and buy their local shop once a week down at the large supermarket. Now people are becoming more money savvy, and they're shopping 3 or 4 times a week. On a personal basis, we're doing it the same as a family now. When you go and buy what you want for the next couple of days. And this is where I believe it's a great opportunity for Manx produce, not just here, but also our export markets as well, where people will they want to buy a little bit more quality. And we've got to make sure that the produce going out, the Manx Produce One, is clearly labelled correctly, packaged correctly, but the quality is excellent.